These animals shouldn't exist because they literally have real-life superpowers. Not movie superpowers, not comic book powers. Actual animals doing things that sound completely impossible. Some can survive deadly attacks, some can fire chemical explosions, some can turn nearly invisible, and one tiny creature can survive outer space. Nature did not come to play. Let's start with one of the most violent little monsters in the ocean, the mantis shrimp. At first glance, it looks colorful, almost cute, like a tiny rainbow lobster. But do not be fooled. This animal has one of the fastest attacks in the entire animal kingdom. Its punch moves so fast, the water around it literally boils for a split second. That punch creates a shockwave. That shockwave creates heat, and that heat can create a flash of light underwater. A flash of light from a punch? That is not normal. The mantis shrimp strikes with the speed of a bullet. It can smash crab shells, break aquarium glass, and destroy prey before they even realize what happened. Imagine peacefully walking across the ocean floor. Then suddenly, boom, you get hit by underwater brass knuckles powered by nature itself. And somehow, that's not even its craziest ability. The mantis shrimp also has insane vision. Humans have 3 color receptors in our eyes. The mantis shrimp has up to 16. It can detect ultraviolet light, polarized light, colors humans can't even imagine. This creature has super punches and alien eyesight. That's not an animal, that's a boss battle. But the next creature is somehow even stranger. Meet the axolotl. It looks like a smiling underwater dragon. Soft, cute, completely harmless. But this tiny creature has one of the most unbelievable healing powers on Earth. If an axolotl loses a leg, it grows it back. Not a damaged replacement, not scar tissue, a real working leg. Bones, muscles, nerves, skin, perfectly rebuilt. And it gets even crazier. Axolotls can regenerate their tail, parts of their heart, their spinal cord, even parts of their brain. Their brain. Imagine getting injured so badly most animals would never recover, and your body just says, "Give me a minute." That is a biological cheat code. Humans need medicine for tiny cuts. Meanwhile, the axolotl casually rebuilds body parts like it's updating software. Scientists are studying these creatures because understanding their abilities could one day help humans heal severe injuries. So yes, that adorable smiling creature might hold the secret to future medicine. But now let's talk about living electricity, the electric eel. And first, despite the name, it's not actually a true eel. But honestly, when you can fire electricity through water, nobody cares about technical details. Electric eels can generate incredibly powerful shocks. Some species can produce around 860 volts. That is terrifying. For comparison, many household outlets are far weaker. Now imagine swimming through a dark river at night. Everything is silent. Then suddenly, boom, you get hit by the water itself just attacked you. Nightmare fuel. But electric eels don't just use electricity as a weapon, they use it like radar. In muddy rivers where vision barely works, they send out electric pulses to sense nearby objects and prey. So while other animals rely on eyesight, the electric eel feels the world through electricity. That means hiding from it underwater is almost impossible. This animal is basically a living taser with built-in sonar. And nature somehow thought that was a good idea. But electricity isn't the only terrifying weapon underwater, because the next creature attacks with a bubble. A bubble. Meet the pistol shrimp. It's tiny, seriously tiny, but one claw is basically a biological gun. The pistol shrimp snaps its claw shut so fast that it creates a high-speed bubble. That bubble shoots forward like a bullet. Then it collapses, and when it collapses, it creates heat, a shockwave, and one of the loudest sounds in the ocean. For a split second, temperatures inside the bubble become insanely hot, all from a shrimp snapping its claw. Imagine losing a fight to underwater finger guns. That is ridiculous. And colonies of pistol shrimp are so loud they can actually interfere with sonar systems. Tiny shrimp disrupting human technology. The ocean is insane. But now let's move from power to pure deception. The octopus. This animal feels less like a sea creature and more like an alien spy. It has 3 hearts, blue blood, a beak like a parrot, and arms that can taste what they touch. Taste with their arms. That alone is horrifying. But the octopus becomes even stranger when it hides. It can change color in less than a second. Dark, bright, striped, spotted, but it doesn't stop at color. It can also change the texture of its skin. Smooth like sand, rough like coral, jagged like rock. One second it's visible. The next second it becomes the background. Your eyes can look directly at it and still miss it. That is terrifying. And somehow octopuses are also incredibly intelligent. They can solve puzzles, escape tanks, open jars, and squeeze through tiny spaces as long as their beak fits. Imagine a creature that can camouflage perfectly, solve problems, and escape almost anywhere. Now give it 8 arms. That's not an animal. That's a shape-shifting mastermind. But even the octopus looks fragile compared to the next creature, the bombardier beetle. This tiny beetle has one of the wildest defense systems in nature. When threatened, it fires a boiling chemical spray from its rear end. Yes, its rear end. Inside its body are separate chambers filled with chemicals. When danger appears, the beetle mixes them together. The reaction creates heat and pressure. Then, blast. It fires the spray directly at attackers. The liquid becomes incredibly hot and comes out in rapid pulses. Imagine trying to eat a tiny insect and suddenly getting hit with a boiling chemical explosion. That is instant regret. And somehow the beetle performs this reaction without blowing itself apart. Nature literally built a living chemical cannon. But now let's move into the deep ocean, because the next animal turns sound into power, the sperm whale. This giant predator hunts in darkness thousands of feet underwater, a place where sunlight never reaches, and it uses incredibly powerful clicks to navigate and hunt. These clicks are so intense they can travel massive distances through the ocean. Imagine floating in total darkness, then hearing a sound so powerful you feel it inside your body. That is cinematic horror. Sperm whales hunt giant squid deep below the surface, and they communicate using clicking patterns called codas. Different groups even have different accents. So somewhere in the deep ocean right now, giant whales are diving into darkness, speaking in coded sound patterns while hunting monsters. That sounds fake, but it's real. And speaking of creatures that feel unreal, meet the glass frog. At first, it looks like a normal little green frog, but underneath, you can literally see through it. Its skin is so transparent that you can see its organs, heart, liver, digestive system, all visible. That alone feels impossible, but the glass frog has an even stranger trick. When it sleeps, it hides many of its red blood cells in its liver. That makes it become even more transparent and harder for predators to spot. Imagine hiding so well that your own blood disappears from view. Not camouflage, not invisibility powers from movies, real biological transparency. A tiny frog sleeping on a leaf, looking almost like a ghost. Nature is terrifying. But the next animal takes defense to another level, the horned lizard. This reptile already looks dangerous, covered in spikes, rough scales, tiny dragon energy. But its real superpower is much weirder. When threatened, some horned lizards can shoot blood from their eyes. Blood from their eyes. And not just a little, several feet. The blood tastes terrible to predators like coyotes and can scare them away instantly. Imagine thinking you found an easy meal, then the meal sprays blood directly into your face. That is traumatic. The horned lizard doesn't need venom. It weaponizes pure shock and disgust, which honestly might be even scarier. And that's the insane thing about nature. Superpowers don't always look like laser beams and flying. Sometimes they look like a shrimp punching like a bullet, a salamander regrowing body parts, a fish firing electricity through rivers, a beetle shooting boiling chemicals, or a lizard blasting blood from its eyes. These aren't myths. These aren't movie monsters. These are real creatures living on Earth right now, in oceans, rivers, forests, deserts, and even the moss beneath your feet. Humans invented superheroes because we thought powers like these were impossible, but nature invented them first. And honestly, nature's versions are way scarier. Which animal shocked you the most?